Hey everybody, Action Figure Junkie back with you with another Marauder Task Force custom-made action figure made with Marauder Task Force parts and accessories to represent a classic G.I. Joe action figure from our youths. Your youth, my youth, the two youths. This one is a representation of one of my all-time favorite figures. He came out in 1988. He was the original G.I. Joe SWAT team member. He came in all blue, had the cool silencer on his giant Uzi, the mask, the hat, the vest, everything. This is Shockwave, not Shock Blast. Those of you that may know, Hasbro at some point lost the licensing to that name, so when they reissued Shockwave a few years later, they had to change the name to Shock Blast, and that name sucks. I'm sorry. It should always be Shockwave. To those who know, he will always be Shockwave. He'll carry a place in our hearts as Shockwave and Shockwave only. Just like the Transformer. That was a dope Transformer. This is a dope G.I. Joe action figure. So, this is my Shockwave. I originally made him all blue. You see how this one is, his body is essentially the black outfit with the blue armor. I originally went with a blue outfit with black armor, and I thought he looked great, but I tried this one on a whim, and it just kind of snapped into place and popped for me a bit better. So I went with the darker, the black with the blue highlights. And I just really like him. I can always go back and forth. I still have the figure. He's another SWAT figure that I'll be featuring later. That'll be a little teaser there. It's if you guys remember, wide scope. So I made a wide scope. He was another G.I. Joe SWAT team member, made much more recently, probably sometime after 2002. But anyway, this is a classic representation of Shockwave, the G.I. Joe SWAT member from 1988. As you can see, I gave him the blue vest. The mask is actually from a Dollar General Storm Shadow, the black and white Storm Shadow, the G.I. Joe version of Storm Shadow. Dollar General put out a really cool figure a couple years back recently. And I really liked the head. I thought it was a great head sculpt. The mask really made the eyes look excellent. So I used that. Let's get a good light shot of those eyes. That's actually Storm Shadow's head. But Storm Shadow doesn't need it right now. So it went to Shockwave. The hat actually fit on it very well too, which was a nice plus, because you can never know how a hat is going to fit on a different head. So he's all geared out as a, this is one of the first Marauder Task Force figures I ever made. I think I made him nearly 2 years ago. Just trying to think, what would a SWAT person carry? Lots of pockets for ammo. You see these ammo pockets. Now he of course has lots of good dry brush painting to give him some character, some depth. Wear to the armor. If you can see on the legs, if you can see on the legs, and if you can see on the wrist armor, he's definitely got wear, like he's been around the block a time or two. Flashbang grenade, smoke grenade, lots of great pockets, all blue and black. Everything here, I just wanted to stick with blue and black, no other colors. The original Shockwave was a bit more bright in his colors, but that was G.I. Joe's. They were, approaching the neon era, so they started to make things a little bit flashy, but I wanted to keep him much more realistic, more in line with what you'd actually see a dude who, would be breaking down the door on a meth lab. So this is my custom SWAT figure Shockwave. I actually got a Marauder Task Force head for him. Hold on. I forget right now, but I do believe that on Shockwave's original file card, he had like an Italian-sounding name. So I went and showed, and when there was a Shockwave that came out after the original one, who was unmasked, and he had black hair. So I went with this head. So it's nice you can kind of, with Marauder Task Force, if you don't want your guys to have masks on all the time. There, let's maybe take the hat off so you can really get a good look at that pretty face. Look at that. Is that a handsome man? He looks very serious. He's all business all day. But the great thing about Marauder Task Force is when you had G.I. Joes back in the day, if they came with a mask, you never knew what they looked like. You just had to imagine. But, you know, if you've ever worn a mask, you know you don't like to wear the mask 24/7. I don't know how Snake Eyes does it, but he kind of doesn't have a choice, what with being a horribly scarred ninja. Kind of goes with the territory. But your average dude like Beachhead or this guy, maybe they want to take their masks off and wash their friggin' face so they don't get acne. I don't know. But if you have a figure who can take the mask off and still kind of be the cool fighter that they are, I think it's a great benefit to the toy. So this is my Shockwave Marauder Task Force, meant to look like the original G.I. Joe from 1988. I hope you enjoy. I do really appreciate you watching. Thanks. Please tell a friend. Please check out my Instagram account, Action Figure Junkie. I put all these guys in some crazy poses. Enjoy the rest of your day. Laters. And as always, in signing off,